Hello everybody, welcome to the GMan recaps. My name is Fatin, and this evening I am joined by my regular partner in crime, Viking Cop. Hello Viking Cop.
Hello guys.
And we're also joined by our special guest star, the Richest T. Hello Richest T.
Hello, how's it going?
Good evening, nice to have you here. We've got you on because, well, we love your streams, T, and also it's time to focus on Div 3 this week, and you're in Div 3 right near the top, so
Very astute.
that should be quite. You should be giving us some good insider knowledge on some of the Div 3 teams. So,
Well, seeing how I forgot who I played last week, you might have picked the wrong guy.
do you remember what team you're actually playing? You know, that sort of thing.
I do, yeah. I remember there's a guy called Big Al. He's cuddly.
He's a legend.
No, he's garbage.
But there's been a lot of big owls, haven't there? So maybe this one's garbage. Maybe the next one's destined to be better. So
They're never good. Like, they're consistent, but consistently awful.
Consistently bad. That's how I like my my players. But right, let's have a. I've got Division 1 opened because Viking. We decided we were going to have a quick rundown. The matches. This was Division 1. Viking, take me through some of the matches that happened over the match day 8.
Then we have 8 matches played. First one was one that you may be most suited to mention, maybe.
Yep, this was the death knell of Mad Rats Furry Road. I think they have about 4 players left on the roster. Super Green managed to mince up both of my best gutter runners, so and I managed to scrape a 2-1 win with the aid of a wizard. So yeah, it was a pretty funny match. We might watch the last turn of it later on, but yep, 2-1. That's the last match the Mad Rats will ever win, I should think.
That's the same thing you told me after losing against me, and then you are 5-0-3. So I'm wondering, can you bring on screen your current roster, your
My
team?
current roster, certainly. It shouldn't take long. Let's have the Rats. They're at 710 team value. With let's have a look at the team photo first. Wow. Look at these beasts.
You've got 2 gutter runners, you've got Storm Vermin, you've got some LOS trash.
So,
laugh everything gross, so or do you?
We've got Kark Bladfan, who was missed next game, not AFK. He was AFK last match, but he's back just in time. We've got Filch, who was a noob gutter runner at the beginning of the last match. He's shortly going to be joined by probably another noob gutter runner. Whisker Biscuit is out for the next match, and that's pretty much it. Lots of loners. So,
in all honesty, it's not actually that bad. You're going to have plenty of line rats that you don't give, pardon the pun, a rat's ass about.
well, that is true.
You've got enough money to buy a few players. You should be all right after a few games. It'll be a recovery from now on, if you can call Div 1 recovery. But you should be fine.
Yeah, but like every match, I think without fail, I have lost at least 1 player to a perm in Div 1. So
Sounds like OCC for me.
Yeah, they're dying at a rate a lot greater than the one than I can buy them. But anyway, it's all good. We'll manage to limp through to the end of the season, I should think.
Yeah. Who are you playing next?
Oh, Powered's joined us. Hey, Powered. Yes, this is an entire team. Next, I'm playing Bear, who fouls a lot with his Orc team. It's like a 1900 Orc team or something. So
Maybe it will work.
So another incoming massacre?
probably, yeah. I should think.
Well, just make the orcs do GFI. It's not very good at that.
We'll see.
Minty.
Anyway, that's enough about my team. I can't believe we talked that long about a team so small. So what else happened over the schedule of day 8? Mego's Dwarfs managed to beat Maybe Orc will work. So that was Bear versus Mego. 2-0, pretty good. Alasori lost. Did you see this? I didn't watch Sage's game, but had.
I saw it yesterday night. Actually, I stayed too late awake because the game was really interesting. Yeah, basically Sage decimated the lizards in the first half, and first turn was straight dead, or I don't know.
It was
a
first
pot.
turn was like a
Yeah,
KO, then it was a dead into Apple, and then it was another KO,
something like that. Yes,
and then it
and
was like I think it was a stun or something on the Proxigor as well.
Yeah, that's what Sage's team can do sometimes, isn't it, when it fires on
yeah,
the Mighty Blow. So,
yeah.
sounds
I
But
don't
painful.
you
have
know,
any remorse for Hud's Lizards having that horrible thing because he mangled the Umis last season, and we still hold a grudge.
I remember
So
that much.
he did.
yeah,
This is where John picked up his limp, his pronounced limp,
yes,
right?
that's where he got it from. That's where he got crippled, and Big Dave kicked the bucket.
Okay, so
Oh,
you don't mind seeing poor old Hud
yeah.
No,
get
no, I
crushed a
don't.
little bit.
Not even in the slightest.
Um,
So the first half was plenty of blood, but
Mm.
then at the end, Sage had to score, making a really funny play that we will check later.
okay.
And in
Yeah.
the second half, during the Lizards drive, Had, we all know Had, is a
Mhm.
terrific coach.
He does not give up, does he?
Never. I love that from any coach, and he
Mm.
plays so brilliantly his team that I couldn't simply go to bed. So I kept watching, and he kept up fighting. And at the end, he was almost able to draw, but he failed a 1 in 9 pickup with a skink, with all the surrounding opposing chaos players in the ground.
Wow.
And he failed it, reroll, failed it, and then it was game over.
No, that's pretty cool. I might go back and have a look at that one. Actually, that sounds pretty exciting. Then there was Undead, cryptically humorous. I don't know how many mummies they've got for themselves these days, but versus interdimensional bullshit. So 1-1 draw. Toast Guy, I think, keeping his team together, even though they're quite veteran high elves. Kedgeroo's is Dr. Freakazoids, also down a fleshy, or I assume he's replaces Freshy. 1-1
I
against
wonder
the
who
Jungle
killed him.
Crosshairs. That was Glart, I blame Glart.
I think that Gladys is having a really good streak that of late.
He is having a good streak. He misnets gamed Yasin's thrower as well for you, so that managed to make it easier for Viking next
It
week.
got Mr. Furrow. Yes, he did.
I'm not happy with that actually. I was planning to kill that thrower.
So he's managed to dodge you, and he is having a week off.
Yeah, I will have to postpone for one season.
We already kind of saw, because this is a match that happened really early last week, we already kind of saw that Metal had taken a commanding position near the top with another win versus Heretics of Lilith. And here we go. How did your match go, Viking?
My match was brilliant. I had a lot of fun. It was an absolute disaster. First, I wanted to defend because, you know, I was playing Dark Elves and you want to make it smart and then start defending, force a quick touchdown or sack the ball and score. And then I made a really aggressive defense that I've already been playing against elf teams. But it didn't turn out very well because in turn 1, although I had a +3 for the fame roll, I lost it. So there was a rock thrown on the pitch, hitting one of my rookie beastmen and injuring it straight away. So I was down a player before even moving any piece. And then, and luckily, or no, I would say funnily enough, this beast was covering one of my Chaos Warrior, the defensive one, with block, claw, mighty blow, tackle, diving tackles. My best defense actually was covering him from Surf, and then Reef didn't miss a second to surf him off the pitch. So the first turn I was down 2 players. Things looking a bit, uneasy. I tried to counterattack. My blocks weren't giving, really a good outcome when it comes to casualties. And then in the second turn, I made also a misplay and allowed him to surf another player. So I was down 3 players in my second turn. I was like, okay. So I had to focus on defense, and he was able to cross my line and to stall until turn 7, something like that.
Oh, that's
So,
pretty
so I tried that a 2-turn touchdown attempt, but it didn't work because he had too many players, and I really couldn't go through his line. And in the second half, I played the classic bass game with his team. Funny thing is that I didn't get my first casualty in this game until turn 12, something like
Ooh.
that. So I got 3 fouls, all of them with like 3 assists, one of them with dirty player. I didn't get more than stun, and all 3 of the fouls were send-offs. So it was a bit of a disaster.
Wow.
So it was like I was chatting with him, laughing, and was saying, "Okay, Corn has gone buying some popcorn or something. He's not paying attention to this game." And it's a bit of a disaster. But at the end, in the last 3-4 turns, I was able to make a couple of removals and then score for the tie, 1-1. I'm happy with that.
Harringsworth saying that balances out the ridiculous Kaz you managed to get against Sage in your Sage match. So
Yeah, it always at the end it always comes to die. So my game against Saints was a really good one regarding casualties. This one was poorer, but I kept fighting, so I managed to get a draw. Sage's game against me was not good also, but his game against Hat was amazing.
yeah, that's
Making like 3-4 removals in 2-3 turns was like crazy. So it happens.
Yeah, sure. Well, that would leaves the leaderboard looking like this. Cornega Carnages at the top, 620. Sage not far behind on 603. Well, actually, how far behind is he then? So he's still, he needs more than just a win and you to lose to catch it up there. So you're still looking good at the top.
You have to take one of those wins away, I think, because he's played his other game.
Oh, he's played his other game as well, hasn't he? So yeah, so he's catching up, but he's still got a decent lead. And then Full Metal, looking good on 5-2-1. So
yeah, I mean this is the season for his Nurgle. He's spent 2 seasons grinding his way to this point where he's just an unstoppable meat paste machine.
That is a very good description of a Nurgle team.
That I've had the displeasure of playing it multiple times. I think I've played his team 4 times the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. So it is basically at peak Nurgle at the moment, isn't it? Or maybe it's still.
I mean, there's not really much else he needs really, apart from maybe he's got a rookie Nurgle Warrior, hasn't he?
Yeah, so yeah.
So he probably wants to get that Nurgle Warrior up to where the rest of them are, but for the moment he's just sitting pretty about as good as he can really get.
Yeah.
Anything else is just a luxury.
Trouble is, like when you have a rookie Nurgle Warrior, you know that by the time that guy gets to be decent, one of your other guys is going to be dead as well. So it's never going to be like a fully, or unless it's incredibly lucky, it's never going to be like a fully.
Welcome to my life with Blitzers for the past 3 seasons.
Yeah, I know. I had that happen.
Yeah,
Anyway.
well, the rookie warrior is already 5 SPP, so he's not going to be rookie for long.
It's the issue though with the Nurgle Warrior compared to the Chaos Warrior. Is the Chaos Warrior is easier to get leveled up because you can just do what Sage has done and score touchdowns on him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can't really do that with 5G2. Well, you can. He's just got big enough balls to do it.
Yeah, it's the same as trying to level up a Black Hole.
I guess you just have to feed him the ball every opportunity when you have like pretty much total control over a half. You just have to
that's
hand off.
what his team's all about, though, is just removing everyone off the pitch so he can waltz up the ground and score.
And sticking a few prone guys to the beast and then scoring.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look at Div 2. So some of my favourite teams here in Div 2. Was there? This was the first week when looking down the list a little bit, jumping ahead of things.
Oh,
The first week when Gaudi's Ravensclaws did not win, so their perfect record.
the Emperor has fallen.
Yeah, this was well, I wouldn't say he's fallen, but I think he did. Did he take any Kaz or?
Yes, an important gutter runner died. I checked it. It was really
Okay.
shocking.
Not a good day for Skaven.
Well, certainly not mine, but yeah, there's also a Ravensclaws, but he still managed a draw there. So 2-2 against Ken's Black and Wrecker. Ken finally pulling some stuff out. I wonder if Ken's team has recovered yet. We'll have a look at that next week.
No, Ken also suffered some casualties.
Poor old Ken.
Unluckily for him.
Those Chaos Dwarfs. They've taken some punishment. Zinj managed to. Where is Zinj on the leaderboard now? So let's have a look here. Chaos. 7 circles. Zinj's Chaos team. Looking pretty good. Some high TV teams here. 1970. 2000.
I do feel like though the race in Division 2 isn't for the top spot, it's for the other 2 spots, because I think they've got 3 playoff positions.
Okay, yeah, I think Gaudi's.
So it'll be 2nd and 3rd, so in all honesty, 2nd is technically 1st for everyone else, because there's no one's going to catch Gaudi at this point.
Well,
Unless Gaudi has the worst streak of games for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
What's the gap? 7 points already. That's awesome.
I think we identified a few matches. Didn't we say last week, Viking, that we were looking for the Wood Elf and Dark Elf teams to
Yes, we
be
did.
threatening? So look at this. We've got Wild Tigers, Manasutra, and Zinja's Seven Circles, but close behind we've got some of these.
Yeah,
stealthy
Bobby Bentang's propped himself right up there from the start when he had an absolute terrible start to the season.
Yeah, he had a few
Yeah.
cows and a bad start, didn't he? So
He's pushing his way up there, and he's in a good position to maybe take one of the spots, but I see it unlikely to unseat Gaudy from the top spot in the division.
sure, but yeah, the 3 playoff spots, like they get to have the fun in the season of the playoffs, so that's a prize worth fighting for. So let's have a look. So high sales, Venchar's ridiculous. Has he still got that Agi6 catcher?
He does. He does.
So-
IG6, movement 9, remember.
Crazy
Yeah, take
stuff.
a minus movement, so it's the John of the Wood Elf world.
Yes.
Janina
I-
or something.
I made it that minus movement myself.
Good work. Good work. it's like
Thank
you.
you.
Get to have a look around the GMan League, Viking, and say, "Yep, I did that."
No, I'm not, I'm not the most killy Chaos team, and I'm not really have so many
I
big
do have
injuries,
to.
but
I do have
every
to
now and then.
I do have to thank Metal for killing Jim Jr. for me.
Yeah,
Because
Metal,
Jim
Metal
the Third.
is my favorite player during our game,
I'm sure Metal also has a little black book of scalps that he's taken in various.
Jim the
favorite
Third
players.
is like the best blitzer I've had in a while because he just doesn't stop leveling. He's already got himself 2 skills compared to the other one that's just absolutely trash. Has been sitting there with guard for like his entire life.
Well, we'll take a look at Jim. That you can tell me about Jim the Third when we have a look at your team there. So we'll let's have a look. So Drop Dead Gorgeous. This is Crow Dogs. It's beating up Necro team.
Poor Crow Dog.
Hello,
He's
Kentucky.
having a terrible season.
Yeah, Crow Dogs season has fallen apart a bit with 4, I think, essential permanent casualties in the last 3 matches or something ridiculous. So we're playing the last post for Crow Dog. He'll be back, possibly with a new team. The Zandri Construct. So this was Norse versus Khemri. So 2-2.
Oh.
That's a high-scoring Khemri game. Khemri.
That's not a
Yes.
high-scoring Camry game. That's about. That's all right.
Since when did Khemri concede 2 and score 2 in a match? That
Yeah.
must-
I
And-
did
and-
that yesterday against Skaven.
Okay, fair enough.
No, wait, I won that 2-1 actually. Sorry.
and you have to remember that Alve is also a bullshit play Norse team
True, that's made by-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
with the most fragile armor ever in the Rebel.
Yeah, they got taken apart by
He's,
the other.
I remember a time I played against Alve. It was a good old score off me and him had because we both had a movement 8 agility 4 guy.
Oh,
Had score offs with each other.
All fair enough, leveled up on that one. Then we had, let's have a quick look. So Bobby beat our co-commentator Infinite Pink 1-0. Haven't had a chance to ask Pink about that one. But,
I didn't see that.
So we'll check back on that later. We talked about Ravensclaws versus Black and Rekka, and then Philbo, the Orcs, and the Nooblets.
First.
I wonder if this one was a bloody everything involving the Nordic Nooblets. Usually is some sort of like there's about 400 pilings on over the course of the match. So I know that.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure Philbo was the guy who earlier in the season piled on with his ball carrier.
Yeah, he was, I think.
Yeah, that sounds like Philbo.
Wow, Philbo made say 6 casualties that
Right.
game.
Yeah, so pretty. That would have been a pretty
4 perms. Ooh.
4 perms on the Norse, was it?
Well, three business game and 1 was minus movement
okay.
games.
So not terrible. Right, let's come to the division that we're going to talk about this week. So let's head back. This is GMan Division 3. So here we are. I'll bring this up on. Should we have maybe I'll switch to. Yeah, let's switch to BB2 League Manager here. So here's what. Can you guys see that, or shall I make it a bit bigger? I'll make it a bit bigger. There we go. GMan Division 3. Wow, this is close at the top. T, you've been having a great battle. How's it going?
Well, it's going. I don't know where it's going, but it does seem to be the Warm Bloods versus Cold Bloods at the top.
Humans, lizards, humans, lizards.
Humans and lizards.
And
like,
lizards, yeah.
Who would have thunk it that the top 4 would be humans and lizards out of this team of such likes as Elven Union and Undead and Chorfs?
The top 5 are humans and lizards, because Stab
Yeah,
Allardyce. Yep, Squat
God
Fifty.
damn it.
So this is a division that is dominated by lizard teams and human teams.
It's a bit weird of a division. Like, it's the one where it was utterly just every odds and ends you could find of teams just shoved into the division.
Were there any new teams? There were some new teams in this.
There was some new teams,
I think
Powod and Lava Jackal
and Bleeding Hippie.
But I think that the
Aranzor,
teams that
Bleeding Hippie.
the new teams in there had gone through the Open Invitational.
Yeah, they went for the Greenhorn.
The Green
Ah,
Hornet.
okay, exactly.
So
I
they-
was meant to go in here with the Ogre Expectations, but I got the choice between that or the Yumis, and I think I made the right choice.
Nah, the UMS are cool. I see
Yeah.
that you are leading the division in terms of touchdowns scored. So you are the Elfie team, and also of casualties inflicted. So you are also the Bashi team.
We are a hybrid team, Viking Cup, and I'm just proving that we can do both things.
Well,
We're playing against the Bash teams, we turn into the Agi guys. When we're playing against the Agi teams, we turn into the Bash team.
it is pretty cool. Let's have a look at your team then, T. Let's start with the Umis. You must be pleased with their performance so far this year.
Yeah, they've done okay this season. There's been some times where there's only certain players on my team, such as before Jim the Third became a rising star. You can see he's got himself 19 SPP in this season alone because I bought him just at the start.
Okay, so Jim the Third is really. Are you
Yeah, he's
deliberately
really-
trying to give him touchdowns, or
No.
how do you score quite a lot? Do you do the running game? Do you do the passing game with that crazy thrower, or what's your tactics?
Depends how many turns I've got to score.
Okay, so you can.
If I'm going for a 2-turn, it's probably the pass into handoff scenario.
Mhm.
Or if I have the numbers advantage, or if I have the time, I'll just run up with it.
Lava Jackal is saying that he's only caused 3 casualties this season, so his mighty block player is defective.
We'll come to the Lava Jackals. Is it Pro L's later on in the review, I think. But
It really is all down to what the scenario is and what I can actually do. But most of the time, I do like to score in 2 turns, so I will usually take advantage of the fact of 1, having an agility 5 player.
Yep.
And 2, having inbuilt rerolls in the pass and the catch as much as possible to save rerolls for things such as those pesky GFIs.
definitely, yeah.
Because we fail them a lot.
And they're fast. The human catchers are fast, aren't they? They're just as fast as any elf catcher really most of the time.
Yeah.
Movement 8, so just as fast as my pro elf catchers and whatnot. So and faster than most dark elves. So
Yeah,
kind of don't
they are
underestimate the speed of them.
pretty nippy. Just most people write them off as they've got strength too, but you know what? They don't really need the strength to do anything. Just give them dauntless and they're good to go.
Yep, sure.
But the only issue I've got right now is because Roger Jr., who was meant to be the replacement for Roger, my ball sacker, he wrote doubles, so he's now got guards, so he's got a whole different avenue. So I might need to pick up a 3rd catcher for the first time in the entire history of this team, and then move from there. The team value is a bit lower than it's meant to be because John and Bruce are out for this game.
Okay.
Because as you can see what's happened to Bruce just by looking at him.
Is he going to be fired?
He will be once I got a replacement kicker.
Oh, okay.
Bad. He will be gone once you got a replacement dirty player.
Or that. I prefer kick, to be honest, because I can make more advantage of kick than I can with dirty player because I don't foul a hell of a lot. Actually, you know what? I tell a lie.
T. What are you thinking?
I saw you falling in your latest game against Dark User.
The foul was strong in this one. Well, you got 150,000 cash, so you can buy some, a couple of.
I'm waiting to see what happens in terms of things my week, and then I'll make the choice.
Oh, yeah, you're going to end up with lots of cash. You could buy another lineman and another catcher or something like that, and then maybe fire Bruce, and then sort of go from there. See how it goes.
Yeah, it goes. I probably will just fire him anyway because I don't want him about. I've been itching to get rid of him since the season started because I'm trying to desperately save team value because I'm sitting around about high 1800 now, and I'm not happy about being there.
I don't know. Like a lot of your competition is going to be quite high. I think you just want as high team value as you can really, because you're always going to have those matches where you take a couple of big Kaz or something like that, and then you've got to recover a bit. So I don't think nothing on this team looks like bloated to me. I'm looking through your team. You've got no choices which look. I mean, you've got some great stat ups, but I don't think you've got anything which is useless team value. So
I'd rather have guard than block of the ogre, if I'm honest. Because I don't tend to block with the ogre. I tend to just use him as a guy.
As a ball carrier.
Not as a ball carrier.
It's the fact is it's taken a while to get to the 16 SPP.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that maybe he gets the MVP and a touchdown just by luck and get the 16 SPP, pick up guard for God's sake, and then I can be happy with him.
And then your catcher, Roger Jr. is going to be good when, like, if he gets block, guard, sidestep, then he's going to be quite an annoying player to have around, and he'll be able to give good assists because it's really good to have a mobile guard that can have 8 movement and dodge and just get around places and just get the guard.
We had a blodge guard catcher before at the very start of the season, and then I think he died game 1. So it just happens that the junior catchers seem to get guard first level because it's the same thing for Kevin Jr.
Yeah, I think it's a decent choice. So let's have a look at your match then. So you played against Dark Weasel's Morkalone Gym.
Morkalone Gym, yeah. It was a game I wasn't looking forward to playing because he had a whole bunch of guard, and is armor 9, and I don't like playing against armor 9 because I can't really punch them. It turns out we can punch them and pretty damn hard.
How did he get the strength advantage then? Because obviously they've got 4 Black Orcs and he outguards you by 8 to 4. So how did he manage to get so many punches in, or was it just a few punches that really worked?
It was a case of I managed to get a good few amount of KOs early on and fouled some players off the pitch, and just tried to use the factors that I had cheaper linemen, because he's only got a dirty player kick lineman, Chris Hemsgork.
Yep.
And the other lineman's AG4, so it's like he's not going to foul with that. But he didn't really do much with him anyway because it's an RG4 orc lineman. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I like the idea. I like the idea, but no.
It's a case of rolling your first skill on a rookie lineman, and it's like, 11. What shall I do with that?
Why not?
But it was a bit of a shame though. He did seem to be the issue. I would say if Darky Cell's watching this, and I did say as well, so I was streaming it as well. As I think reroll management was an issue.
What did burn through a few?
He burned through them quite quickly, which then meant in crucial moments he couldn't really do anything. And that just let me have complete control because I'd be able to outmaneuver him, out-dodge him, and was able to get beneficial removals such as minus strengthening his plus movement blitzer, and I think I niggled one of his niggled Sylvester Morkalone. So that took him out of the game, and then that was that was one guard guy removed with one of the strength 4, and just eventually the KOs kept coming and coming and coming. Like if you look at the amount of KOs in the actual game, it was a ridiculous amount compared to the amount. We both made 14 armor breaks, and I think I KO'd like 8 of his guys.
Yeah, that's good going.
And got like Kaz in about 2 or 3.
I guess he will be. I mean, that Sylvester Morkalone niggled and Jason Morkmoa minus strength. That is quite harsh.
Minus strength on the plus movement guy as well. So it's like can of keep that guy.
Yeah, he's gonna get fired.
Because he actually, I think his Blodge guard strip ball blitzer actually got fouled off to a niggling injury, and he had to apple that.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
so I was like, okay, that's fine. I've got rid of him for the time being. Okay. To top it all off, the icing on the cake was Trollobone being so awful at doing anything that he made Big Al look good.
Yeah, to be honest, I was chatting with Dark Usul after and during the game. I was making a lot of fun out of him because he's a personal friend of mine. and he told me after the game that he was really considering firing the troll.
Trollabone.
He was giving more trouble than help in his games. He told me, I'm really thinking of firing him and make a non-troll orc build because this guy is not working.
They are super frustrating, aren't they? So I don't have enough experience with orcs to.
If that's not a reason to take, if that's a reason not to take a really stupid big guy, I don't know what is. Because I mean, to be fair to him, like every time he even tried to just do 2+, he just dumb out. In fact, I don't think he actually moved from his square on his offensive drive till like turn 7.
That's quite good going. So Trollabone is one of those games, one of those frustrating games. And your team, you were all right, other than Bruce, the kicker.
Yeah.
Who you said you're not firing for a little bit. He's just turned into a crap elf for a little bit. So and then he'll get fired.
He's a dirty player kick guy. He kind of does too many things.
I guess you'd probably want to just foul as much as you can until he gets sent off, or until he
Like,
actually dies.
it's a fact is I'm not sure yet. Like it'll depend how much money I get and where levels go and stuff like that. Will obviously depend on what I do with him, but I probably will fire him and just buy a replacement. And that would actually bring me down to, as you can see, there'd only be about 4, or there'd only be 5 original humans from the original team. Because a lot of them are juniors or the third or Electric Boogaloo.
I see. Yep. John, Bob, Bruce, and Simon. No, not Bruce.
And Wilfred.
Simon and Steve.
And Wilfred.
Oh yeah, I spotted Wilfred as well. So he's a
I missed him. The Anti 5 Blodge guy.
I mean, I don't know if I would fire Bruce because of this armor decrease, because I know we have some teams in the league who are using niggled or stat boosted players with dirty player with some success. We have a minus strength dirty player in 2nd division, if I remember correctly, in Bane of the Living, was it?
No, that's
the
in this. That's that's in this division. So General Marauders.
Oh,
The only team to actually beat me this season. So.
All right. Well, So I mean, it's looking good. T, who do you play next week?
Next week. Ooh, who do I play next week? Hold on.
you mentioned Lisa Apocalypse.
It is a Lizard Apocalypse after my relaxing bye week I get this week.
Apparently, Lava Jackal said Trollabone was useless in my match against him as well. So he's obviously had more than one match. You're up against 2, sorry, bye week, and then the Bricklayers. Okay.
It's Elgoff's Lizards, so quite an important one to win, especially if he wins his game this week. Then he'll be on 6-2-1, and I'll be on 7-1-1. So if I can beat him, then that put me to 8-1-1.
Oh, you are playing against the Taxigor.
I'm playing against the Taxigor.
The Taxigor. Well, we'll have a look at that in a second. Let's have a look at Creatans. So these are the league leaders. So we've had a look at the 2nd place Umis from Richest T. These are the league leaders. Creatans, Mighty Reptiles. This is a fearsome team. And I believe their Croxigor took an Agibust. So that obviously spoils him as a player. But let's have a quick look. It was 1-1. 1st versus 3rd. Mighty Reptiles versus Bayok Bricklayers. I didn't see the match, but I think in terms of injuries,
I was hoping they would do a lot more to each other.
Hey, this is
my only hope. These lizards was them to batter each other into oblivion, so that I could actually do something against them.
Well, it's interesting actually. They must have battered each other's Sauruses quite a lot, because neither of them has a huge amount of tackle. So none of them have got tackle on any of their Sauruses,
but they have tackle. I mean,
the Bricklayers
have tackle in the Taxigor, yes.
Yeah, but
it's a good place to have tackle. It's got prehensile tail.
If you don't have Mighty Blow tackle on any of your Saurus, then you can't go hunting skinks that effectively unless you try and 3-dice them sometimes. So
I mean, I'm fine with that. I've got 3 tackle guys doing Mighty Blow, so
yeah,
that should be fine for hunting skinks.
Yeah, you've got some good skink hunters. But so it's interesting that basically the big Kaz in this match were a movement 7 Yeah, he sadly will never make it as a Saurus now. When you take a stat up on the first skill as a Saurus, you know you're in for a long, long road. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's
and then yeah,
he's probably going to get fired. And the
I
other
have
big one was the injury, the permanent injury to the Croxigor, but obviously that won't harm him at all.
the Bloxigor. This one. I have a question here, guys, because I don't know. Once one player is agility 0,
Hmm?
is he able to even pick up the ball?
It's considered a mistakes game because the lowest stat you can have is 1.
Yeah.
So you'll take a stat reduction, but stat reduction is usually an MNG. So if it will just count as missed next game, and he'll come back with agility 1.
Yeah, if you have a look
Okay.
in game it says agility 1. It doesn't say
Oh,
agility
okay.
0. So it's actually no effect whatsoever if you lose, if you go down agility from agility 1. So he'll be fine. Fulton will be back for the next after
Well,
a quick break.
It was agility instead of armor value.
Yeah, that would have been a bit more of a
Helpful.
consequence, I guess. So both
Yeah.
of these
Useful.
teams, let's compare these Sauruses, this Saurus lineup here. So it's got dodge, so that's a double on one Saurus, and then it's got block, 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 and a mighty blow and guard. So I like this set of Saurus here, and the other set of Saurus is a bit less balanced now. So he's probably going to have 3 rookie Saurus,
Yeah.
2 block mighty blow, and crucially this one has a break tackle. So
Well, he's actually got one of his rookie Saurus has got a level from the game.
oh, that's true. Probably block as well then, I guess, unless he gets a.
So I mean, I'm not too concerned about the Saurus. I feel like that most of the SPP is on the skink.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? He's got some good skinks.
Yeah, well, let's just see what happens when I have my hands on the little bastards.
He currently has some good skinks. Let's say that. So especially, I mean, it's a bit. I don't know. Is it usual just to take? I don't usually take a sure feet and sprint unless I've picked up movement already, and then I turn him
It's
into
useful.
a one turner.
It's useful because he only needs to get. Usually, instead of having to do 3 pushes, you now only need to do 2 in order to do it. And he's got agility 4, so it's going to 2 plus through.
Sure.
So you're increasing the chance of the one turner being successful in terms of pushing carrier into position, and you're also increasing the chances of actually getting through the screen.
Two pushes is generally a lot easier than I've tried a lot of 3 push one turners and not many of them come off, but 2 pushes I've done quite a few of them. So yeah, it does actually make quite a lot of difference, doesn't it? So getting it sprint and sure feet. And then the strength one is interesting as well. So that's pretty nice. I think I would prefer agility to strength if I got a choice, but he's got both. But you know,
Yeah.
Yeah. If
strength-
you roll a
Strength
double
is
6 on a skink, do you pick up the strength or do you pick up something like block?
I would still take the strength, just because it means they're not as easy to knock down. And if you're in a situation where you might need to do a skink block, it's not like, oh, I need more assists. Oh, he's strength 3, bish bash bosh. It just makes him an average dude in terms of buffness. So
I don't know, because a blodge skink is pretty.
blood skink is nice, but the sod flaw is if you don't take the plus strength when you're offered it and take block instead,
Yeah.
that player immediately dies. As a Karayoshi knows pretty well, as he did that with his croc score. He took block instead of strength 6 and it died immediately the next game.
Karma bites you if you don't think. I mean, I don't think I've ever refused a double 6, so I'm probably talking out of my ass here. So I would take the strength as well. But it's an interesting one.
Lava
Block
Jackal's got
block
it
is
right
an
now.
option.
You take plus strengths in the hope of a blodge 3 strength skink.
Yeah,
That's
now
a-
we're
that's
talking.
a
That guy
demon.
would be a beast. He would be. Well, if actually, come to think of it, if I rolled another double on Clicks of Tlaxclan, I would get wrestle on him. I would take
Ooh.
wrestle. I would make him
Oh,
into
now
a-
you're talking my language.
I think I would make him into a movement 8 stunty ball sacker. He would be pretty cool, I think. and then Tual Tenik comes in and picks up the ball with his Agi 4 stunty. So that would make quite a decent team. But yeah.
You can dream.
I don't know why he's got a catch skink though. That's a bit odd.
Catch. I'm not so keen on catch, but I can see why he does it, because you quite often run a handoff play to get a long way in for a
Mm.
touchdown, but
Yeah.
you can't. The thing is, you can't really guarantee which skink is going to be the one that you hand off to. So
Yeah, exactly. You have more than one scoring threat. That's
Or
nice.
it's going to live, you know.
or which
That's
skink,
also
yeah.
the question.
Which one's going to be on the field? So having one catch skink, I think
Yeah, it's okay.
I like sidestep on the skinks generally. That's generally my first one. Sidestep,
Sidestep, diving tackle. That's about it. And then if you don't have doubles or stat up, you usually fire afterwards.
Yeah, can't go. Yeah, I agree with you, T. I think that's generally my plan. But anyway, so I'm not. These are lizard experts actually, because they're obviously both really doing well. So this was the Bale Bricklayers, the Mighty Reptiles, similar, also going for a sure feat, but he's got 3 blocks on his skink, so he's rolled, and he's got a block, sidestep, sure hand. So this is a 2 double skink. This is an interesting skink actually. So
This is an amazing skink.
I found my prime target, boys.
Yeah.
Adam Banks, John's coming for you.
Yeah, this looks like a nice team actually. I do like these Sauruses. So
Yeah, this is of the 2 lizard teams we've looked at so far out of the 3 of them. This one I'm more scared of purely because the levels of the skinks are way worse. That's just awful.
3 blood skinks and block on almost every Saurus and block on the Croxagore. Wow, that's really
Not a
consistent.
lot of guard though. So I'll have the guard advantage at current.
Yep, but see that 3 of the Sauri have 15 SPP, so they are about to level. So he will correct this soon
Don't
enough.
say that. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he might well have leveled by the time you get to him.
No, sorry, not 3. 4 of the Sauri have
God
15.
He must be getting a bit fed up of waiting actually then. So okay, let's have a look. So that's the 2 lizard teams. They played each other this week. So
Yep.
then let's have a look at Kyorokro. I was having a look at this team earlier. The humans, the second
Yeah.
humans. How would you rate this team? It's 1670 at the moment. I guess that's not talking about injuries. Compared to yours, T, what do you like and what do you don't like about this team?
Once it shows up here for me, there we go. I like the catchers most importantly because the catchers are actually good.
He's got
Because double plus movement, sure feet guy. I would, once he gets sprint, natural 1-turner on a human team.
that's very
Yes,
nice.
please.
That is very nice, isn't it? Yeah.
And then of course you've got the other plus movement guy with Blodge Step. It's pretty damn good in terms of catchers. You don't really want much else. Frore's pretty good though. Plus agility. It's a nice start in terms of Uni Frore's.
Yep.
But I'd say the ogre as well is particularly fantastic because it's got the 3 skills you want in an ogre. That's about it. He doesn't need anything else.
Block, guard, stand firm. That is pretty much it, isn't it?
That's it. That's all he wants.
He's
Pretty damn
actually at 47 SPP, so he's coming up to that. What would you choose next? I agree with you. They are the skills that I would get, but
Grab
maybe
Break
grab.
tackle.
or break tackle depends what you want to do with the ogre.
I mean, it's a stand firm guard piece. With break tackle, you have a 2+2 reposition him and be really, really annoying.
Again, it depends what you do with the ogre and what you actually think of the ogre at the same time, and if his name's Big Al. But
Yeah,
I
two
guess
hands
if he
stand.
if he rolls a double, then probably take roll. Honest, maybe dodge, but
I think he'd probably take dodge, but I quite like grab as well. Grab would help you set up some 1-turners and stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but Blood's piece, stand firm, strength 5.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
a blodge firm. Yeah, I think dodge is
Yeah,
going to be
Blodge
it.
Farm's pretty. I mean, he's got a Blodge guard lineman, which is fantastic.
Yeah, this is such a good
He's
team.
managed to level up his last remaining blitzer, which is always good.
Probably go guard on that. He seems to like guard early, doesn't he, on his blitzers? He's got 2 mighty blow already.
Guard
So,
guard early on the blitzers is pretty necessary.
yeah.
Really because humans just they get strength access and normals. You want to take it, and guard's always useful.
Yeah, it is.
So
He's-
it has sort of limited him in terms of removal, and it took him a bit longer to get to the point of where he's got a scary mighty blow piling on tackle player, because he's done it a little bit backwards. But it does kind of work. Maybe he'll build Barnabas Wolf into the direct killer, so take Mighty Blow first of all. He seems to have been taking a bit more tackle earlier on, whereas I tend to only take it on the removal guy because it's going to be hitting the people on the hit most likely.
That is definitely interesting. In terms of ordering, I wonder if I didn't actually see what the previous blitzer was. So I wonder if you took Mighty Blow, because usually you'd build one blitzer to be Mighty Blow first, then probably tackle, then probably piling on, or Mighty Blow piling on, then tackle or something, as your primary hitter. And he's kind of gone Mighty Blow pretty late. So
I think he had the same issue as me, where he had two decent blitzers, and then two other ones were either rookies or very low in terms of skills. Because I remember he only had the blitzers sitting around about one of them being as it is and the other one being fine. So it's just that's the issue. And then as soon as they get taken out, which is what he kind of let me do because he pushed them towards me, and I was able just to have my way with them.
Yeah,
Bob went riot that game. And then that was it. He was left with two rookies, which was the issue for my team as well in the past, where just as soon as the good blitzers are gone, that's it. The team's garbage.
Yeah, but I would say this team is looking back. Let's have a look at his last few games. So he's just lost to Bleeding Hippie. He's had a draw, but then previously to that, he'd been on quite a decent run up until he met your Humies as well. So he's having a decent season, I would say. He's having just lost to Bleeding Hippie.
There's only one department in which I see that he's sorely lacking.
Wrestle.
No, I know what Viking Cop's talking about.
Please go on.
Is Viking Cop's talking about what he's always talking about? What are you talking about, Viking?
He's missing a dirty player.
Yeah, you know what? I would agree with you at the same time. Dirty player. He's missing that. He's my thing is he doesn't have enough wrestle for my liking. I don't like taking block in the line. I prefer wrestle. Personal opinion. So it just shows you the different ways people will build humans because they can kind of do that. So he's definitely a lot more maneuverable, but his bash game's a little bit weak.
Yeah, maybe like a catcher with Wrestle Dauntless or something like that might be quite nice. So he can.
Yeah, it was quite nice until Ripper.
Until it happened. So. So he's just played. Let's have a quick look at the match detail versus of Kiora Crow's Humanly Bears. They just played Bleeding Hippies, Snow White, and the Six Shorts. Not many injuries to talk about here, but how's Hippie doing these days? He's got he's rolled 2 claws, but he's rolled them.
I helped him with that.
That's very nice.
But he's got them before Mighty Blow, so he's just at the moment got 1 claw Mighty Blow and 1 just regular claw, which isn't that great. Happy,
you
not that great.
You take claw as soon as you can get it.
Always take the claw, yeah.
Because it's a double, so you've got to take it, despite it being a bit sort of meh.
Yeah.
So I mean, the thing you got to think about here is his bull centers are fantastic. Both of them have blodge, one with break tackle.
That is ideal, yeah.
It's, once you get that next one that's got blodge, break tackle, he picks up sure hands. He's just the ideal bull center or ball carrier.
Yeah, I agree. And interesting, the Wrestle Strip Hobgoblin is interesting. The Evil Queen.
Yeah, it's a good Hobgoblin. I mean, it's one of your more mobile players compared to the rest of the team. It's not like one of your bull centers because you can't really commit a bull center to being primary ball sacker. Having struck ball is always nice, and the thing with it joined with wrestle is really good as well because it means the only thing that will stop you from actually getting the ball out of the opponent's hands is if they have sure hands or if you roll a skull.
Yeah. Guys, there is something you're missing in this game. There are not 2 bull centers. There are 3 of them.
Ah, is this a star player bull centaur then?
Because this is Hark the Unstoppable. No doubt. The super bull centaur.
I've never seen Thwark the Unstoppable, but is he
Well,
decent?
you've never seen it because it's almost 400,000 gold pieces to hire.
Oh, Jesus,
This
right.
is really crazy and super expensive, but yeah, why not? What's better than 2 bull centers? 3. Yeah, why not?
Triple bull, yeah. I'll ask Bleeding Hippie to see whether he made 440k of inducements he had in that
Got
match.
the best skill in the game though, right there at the end. If you don't notice, you have that fixed skull.
I've heard you and your thick skull rantings, T.
It's not ranting that's the optimization of one of the most underrated and undervalued skills in the game.
Best skill in the game, thick skull.
Best skill in the game. It is. How many times have you had a player KO'd and you're like, oh man, I wish he had thick skull so he'd stay on the pitch? How many times?
Many.
Think about it. How many times have you rolled an 8?
How many times have you how many times have you rolled double both down and thought, oh, I wish I had the best skill in the game? Block.
Yeah, but Wrestle does the same thing. You don't have a variant for thick skull, do you?
I suppose. No, I don't have anything against thick skull, so anything against Thark the Unstoppable. He's a sprint, sure feet, movement 6. So, well, he's got juggernaut, break, tackle, block. That's quite a nice combination of skills, actually. So
yeah, it's a nice bull center, not worth the price at all, really. Because that is grossly overexpensive for what he actually gives you when they're all normal skills on a centaur.
I suppose the other option for Chorfs is the Grashnak Blackhoof, or is it Grashnak, or the big Minotaur guy?
Grashnak Blackhoof is an amazing.
And he also gets Zard Mad Eye, which is a strength 4 Chorf blocker.
Yeah,
But
with the blunderbuss.
Yeah, he's secret weapon, isn't he? So yeah, I guess he'd be.
But he's only 90k. Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Obviously, he just decided. I think if he'd have had a dirty player, then he might have gone a cheaper one and then a bribe. But maybe without the dirty player, he felt like a bribe was not.
We just thought having another strength 5 guy would just be.
Yeah.
Or having a strength 5 guy would be good enough to deal with the team as it was. And he pulled off a 1-0 win, so managing to pull that off against that catcher lineup.
Sure. Yeah.
Pretty good because, damn those catchers.
Especially with only one Mighty Blow in the team, so, not that much depth, so he must have just really taken control of the match, I guess. So, good work, Hippie. That's where does that put him in the league then? Let's have a look. So Hippie's in 7th on 332. Still in the running. We said there's 3 spots for this one, didn't we? So
2.
2 spots for this division.
92 spots in Div 3.
Okay, so that makes it pretty long way away for getting that one, I think. So
is it 2 for Division 3 and also 2 for each of Division 4?
I think it's 1 for Division 4s.
So the Div
1
4s,
for Division 4.
yeah, you got to win them to get into the Div 4s. I think,
So where exactly do we get 60 playoff spots if we only have 1 in Division 4 A, B, C, D?
Well,
Maybe in the REL there are like a bazillion
REL
divisions.
have a lot of divisions, don't they? So
Okay.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I need to have a look at the sheet that says how many people get in from each division. So.
Pretty sure it's only 2. Why?
Well, when we come up to the season run-in, we'll have a check back. Let's have a look. See what's move on a little bit. So the third lizard team we haven't looked at yet, Stab Allardyce's team. So yes, Squatford, a big football fan. All of these guys are. We're on to Troy Deeney, number 4. Had some bad Saurus Kaz over the course of their career. This is a sort of unevenly developed team, isn't it? You can see he's had some casualties to deal with.
Has some trubs.
Had some trubs, exactly. But another Agi 4 skink here.
Another big guy with block because Rebel standards.
Very
God
nice.
Damn it.
Yeah, all the big guys have got block, but David James is probably the best Croxagore.
They're all better than mine because they've all got guards.
Yeah.
As well as block. God
Nice,
damn
I
it.
know. But he's not got any guard on any of his other Saurus, so that's a little bit of a pain.
He's not got a lot of skills on him. He's got I like the Boss Break Tackle one. That one's going to be scary. But apart from that, really, the team looks it's okay. Like,
I think
it's probably would do a lot better if it had some more development on the Saurus, but that's just seems to be a lot of attrition that's happened to them.
he did have a lot of good Saurus before, and they've kind of gone. It's a bit difficult to comment on the development of the Saurus. I was going to say I probably wouldn't have gone break tackle on the Blodge guy, because as soon as you get block and dodge, I'd like to get guard on my Saurus, so make him into a proper roadblock. But maybe at the time he had some more guard on some of his other Saurus, and he took break tackle because he didn't have that. So it's difficult to criticise the leveling on the Saurus or the order. So how's he doing then? Stab Allardyce. He's just had a 2-0 win against the Nurgle team. Now, I have a soft spot for this Nurgle team. I know.
Team Group Bug.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not many people feel sympathy for Nurgle
I
teams.
do.
But
I do. Because I murdered one of his Nurgle warriors turn 1.
Oh, God.
And it
You
was the
did.
first game.
Who's the coach of the Nurgle team? Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
These guys have not had any rotters whatsoever for the entire season, it feels like. Every time I look at this team, they've got loner rotters. They've got a movement 3 beast of Nurgle.
Oh, the beast of Nurgle took a movement bust. Oh, God.
Pestilence is looking a bit sad. And they've got some... Well, look at this Pesticore. It's crazy. It's got extra arms.
Took Sure Hands now.
And now
He
it's
could
got...
have taken Sure Hands at the start of the season, but he took Kick instead for some wild reason when I had a strip ball guy.
Well, Sure Hands would have been... Would
It
sure
would
have
have
been
stopped me
handy.
from scoring the second one.
Yeah. But anyway, so he's coming along. I think he's developing back his team. He's obviously waiting to kill some players, so he gets some free rotters rather than
He took Guard instead of Mighty Blow in his Snargle Warrior that leveled. So he's playing the long game then.
Yeah, that is a very long game, but I think he'll probably stick with the team. They'll bounce back. I mean, it's only rotters that he's really missing here. Probably fire the beast at some point, but movement 3 beast is even slower than a regular beast. But let's have a look and see
he
where.
might, I don't know if he has his bye week yet.
He could do with that, yeah.
If he had his bye week, then maybe with the money he'd get from that, he might actually be able to replace the
Positionals,
Beast,
maybe.
Beast of Nurgle.
Wow, with the development that his team has at this point, I'm not sure if he can really afford to replace mildly developed Beast of Nargo.
Maybe, yeah. I think you're right.
Guard stand firm. It's all right. Still movement free. He'll
Yeah.
be okay.
Just doesn't move around. You just move. It works a bit like a tree man, I guess, doesn't it? So
Act like a mummy, essentially.
Yeah, like a
that's
mummy.
dumb.
Exactly.
with
With tentacles.
he's
Tentacles,
Ezekiel.
tentacles.
Oh, I love tentacles. Ezekiel's actually the first, the premier Nurgle team in the division. So we'll come and have a look at Irvindor's chance in a second.
Oh my god.
We're on our way down. Let's have a look. We haven't had a look at the Bane of the Living yet, so
Oh, we missed. Yeah.
the Undead team. This is a good team, very good team. How did they do this
Yes.
week? Oh, of course. Shall we have a quick look at the highlights? Let's have a look at the highlights. Viking, which bit of this match did you want to have a look at with Herringsward's bargain brunches versus Bane of the Living?
Oh yes, this was a really fun game to watch. I missed it, sorry, but I always catch up with the repeats that are available in Harrison's Twitch channel, and I saw that I only was able to check first turn because I was not at home, so I connected via my cell phone for some minutes, and I saw that Harrison has an aberration of a strength 3 halfling now, so beware. And first thing that this halfling did during the game was making the blitz in the first turn of Harrison's drive, and KOing one of the zombies. So, but then he was injured. So I mean, what can you expect from a halfling, even if he's strength 3?
Strength 3 halfling still gets beaten on.
Yeah. So first half, Harrison was really getting some good movement. He made his cage advance. His ball carrier was never threatened, and he got some removals. There was one movement from Sarah the Slayer stabbing one of the ghouls and killing him. The animation was so cool, with the stab and like jack. And you see, the chef was able to steal all 3 rerolls from Bane of the Living. That was really annoying from the end. So Harrison was advancing. You can go forwards with this because it's fun. He was advancing slowly but steadily until he got. Yeah, he was up. I mean, he was, everything was working fine for his team for once in the history of this team, who has been really punished undeservedly for so long. And he decided to go for a 2-die block versus a mummy with a halfling with no block. And that halfling was the ball carrier. And, Nuffel is merciless. with that kind of
181
funky
has.
stuff.
Which turn did that happen? Shall I fast forward a little bit? So
Oh, I can't even remember. Turn 6.
I was like, yeah, turn 6, turn 7.
let's have a look. So this looks like a controlled grind for Harrington. This is
Completely controlled, amazingly.
unusual.
Oh, here it comes, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Just missed
I
it.
just went past it. Let's have a quick look. So he's in position. It's turn 5. He's got a wizard in hand. General
Yeah.
Order's got no rerolls at all.
And the comment is, who wants to see a halfling bringing down Mame? Everybody wants to, so let's do this. But instead of doing it with a normal halfling, he decided to do it, you know, with the ball carrier, because why not? Because he had 4 rerolls.
Double
And
skull.
then double skull,
Oh!
double ball down.
Oh!
And
Melvin.
For your hubris.
this is simply Nuffly laughing at your face.
Yep, getting greedy with Melvin Muesli there. So
Yeah.
Just getting greedy with halflings is not a concept.
Yeah.
that's like Melvin just showing off a little bit.
He
So
flexed and then he tripped over his own muscles.
Yeah.
So eventually the half ended in a 0-0 draw because he was able to score, and then it was the drive for the undead. And the undead were trying to go through the wall of trees, so the forest, should I say,
Yep.
from Harinsort, but he was defending quite nicely. Positioning wise, he was doing a great job. And then it was not until late in the second half, we will see it now, when the undead team got a small break and was able to slip his ball carrier goal through the screen from Harrison. And then the bullshit happened.
I guess once
it was
those
turn
mummies,
5.
kind of get stuck on a tree, the undead team looks a lot less impressive all of a sudden, doesn't it? Really. So, you know, without
Well,
strength 5.
He was able to kill one tree with a mummy, but the apple worked, luckily.
Okay.
I think it was a bad tree anyway, so it didn't matter.
Yes. I mean, let's not forget that Harrington certainly.
Yeah. Also, who is the 3-star player? The name?
Oh.
Deep Root.
There's Salad Bar.
Yeah, that was the moment. But
Timber.
apple worked. Timber. Yeah, and you can see that Deep Root is tying no less than 5 players himself, and they are not able to bring him down.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So if you got
One
3
more
trees and loads of players hung up on the trees without too much agility, then.
Even though many halflings were removed from the pitch, like here, I think that Harrison took 2 deaths, stray deaths, not counting the tree, and a couple injuries more. How's the casualty box right now?
Let's have a
Can
look.
check it.
It's always good to have a look at the half
Yeah.
casualty box.
So
Ooh.
he's 6 players down.
I forgot
that-
this game already.
Clement Croissant was a
No,
hero
not
of one of
Clement.
our earlier episodes. So
That this moment was also really fun
hang on.
because
let's have a look.
he tried to open the way with the plus strength blitzer in a 2-day blitz against the against the and he did
Plus
the
strength guy. Oh,
so,
Quentin.
it was, you know, shit happens.
Quentin Gates, you fuck.
So how is this? I can't understand how Harrington is gonna pull this one round, but something's
Wait
gotta
for
happen.
the payoff. Wait for it.
Right. So General Murder's got 1 reroll left. Skull.
Hey, double skulls.
No more
No rerolls
rerolls now.
Oh wait, there's still the wizard here, so he's just bombing it upfield. Harrington has a wizard, but nothing to recover with at all. Has he? Anything to recover? I can't see anything.
The man with a dream.
He's got a Harrington. All he's got is a dream. Right. I'm not even sure. Got how many halflings we've got on the pitch?
7 players in total.
Okay.
That's KO.
Knocks
Okay.
out the ghoul.
That's a good removal.
Yep. Oh, Zara's coming in.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Shink.
Boo.
To be fair, stab was not working during most of the game, but for the first ghoul removal early in the first half.
It worked once.
Yeah, was cool. Had to be said. And then why not? You have tackle, but we have rerolls, so who cares? And it's a halfling.
Here they come.
Yeah, but there's not that many left of them, are there? There's like...
There's enough. 3-course meal was just having a great time up there.
Harrington
Hitting the
has
mummy.
5 players left on the pitch with 2 trees. And 2 rerolls. Wizard is gone.
I can't wait for the
I
payoff.
can't believe this. What the hell is going on here?
You know it's good. You know it's a good one. Giggling like this.
Barney Bacon takes a tackle hit, but lives.
Barney Bacon's had worse. Oh, look at that.
1 in 9 for the ghoul.
1 in 9 into stun.
Stuns himself. Okay, what kind of hero play is this? Can Zara be thrown by the tree? No,
No.
She doesn't have the right stuff.
Alright, treemen are walking over.
Save move first, and then why not?
Here we go.
So,
We have a star player, so
So-
make her earn her fee.
Zara's gone for the pickup.
And then we are going to screen with the
Sprinting
halflings.
flings.
Yes, awesome.
That's
Oh,
not
dear.
much of a screen, but I guess it'll have to do.
And then deep root. Oh, deep root with the Kaz.
Very nice.
So this looked to me like most probable 0-0 draw.
Probably, because it's got no tackle. They could maybe wrestle
Yeah, because
Zara down.
it's only two turns to go to end the game. and Sarah is strength for blotch.
Mhm. Certainly not.
So
Yeah.
let's gonna
I'm just gonna.
try and kill some other halfling. Not working, but okay.
Barney's not to be deterred.
Yes.
Nope.
You don't often see a mummy dodge, but
Yeah,
there
but
you go.
that was a break tackle moment, so it was
Oh,
a
was
2
it?
plus,
Okay.
and he rolled a 1. What's a pity.
Chronon
Okay,
first.
here it comes.
So let's see what Harrison decides to do. So he decides to fail the GFI as usual.
But no, Walter Waffle.
Then Sarah dodges.
Oh, nice.
GFI.
BFI. Handoff in the
Handoff.
tackle zone.
There's a 5+ catch, was it?
4
That was a
plus.
4
4
plus catch.
4 plus.
And here comes deep root.
Oh, this is nice. This is what makes halfling so fucking annoying to play against.
Pick up the halfling. Fling up down the pitch. He lands.
Walter Waffle.
There's just one GFI that stands between them and greatness.
Oh, General Marauder must have been spitting teeth, I
He
think,
must
at
be
this point.
frothing at the mouth. Eat
All
it,
he-
Barney
All he
Bacon.
can do is just take it out on Barney. Yep. That's really funny. And the
Here it
brunches.
comes. Please. Oh, they
Yes!
finally did it. They finally did a GFI. The end zone.
That is, I've seen quite a lot of Harrington's highlights, but that, for this season, that's got to be the best one for me. With 5 players managing to go from one end of the pitch to the other. I love that.
Oh. Harrison say that 5 halflings died over the past 2 weeks to bring you this glorious result.
Harrington, that is superb. If anybody's watching this that wants to have a look back at the whole match, Harrington's Twitch stream will have the VOD, I'm sure, to watch it. That is glorious.
Twitch.tv/Harringsword.
Yep. Check it out. Oh, that superb work, Harrington. That is a well-deserved first win of the season for the Brunches.
Walter Waffle, hero of the game.
Yep, I really enjoyed that. Almost Zara, or Zara,
Ah, who
aka
cares?
Buffy the Vampire.
She deserved that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, good work. So, that's about quick look at the brunches then. So this was the how are they developing? The brunches.
Not
They
really.
are not
No, they're not really. To be fair,
But
are they?
Walter
So,
Waffeld got a level that game.
yeah,
Nice.
He did.
it deserved to go up. Quentin Quiche lived, so that's got to be a bonus. But other than that, yeah, I don't know how many halflings survive for longer than a couple of games. Really.
It's a block jump up tree.
Yeah, I don't know how that's been working out. Harrington, how's the block jump up tree?
As far as I'm aware, when it wants to do things, it does it quite well. But most of the time, he just takes roots.
Just roots. 10 on Walter Waffle. Does
What
that
do you
mean,
do with that?
Does that mean movement for Walter?
That-
Probably make
that
him into the.
That means block.
Oh, well,
It's
It's a
depends-
double.
It depends whether there's a double 10 or not. So,
He
yeah, what'd you get,
takes
Harrington?
root all the time.
So, tree course meal is generally more interested in. So it's yeah, not
6+4.
yeah.
Jump up. It's quite a good skill when you think that you are applying it to a tree who needs a 4+ to stand up. But what do you think of it being instead of that dodge, and you have a strength 6 blodge player? Who is going to bring him down?
Well, I mean, that's kind of irrelevant when the tree doesn't bloody move in the first place. It just has to walk away from it, and everything's fine.
Yeah,
That is true.
guess so.
I honestly don't know which is better there. Dodge, he doesn't fall down as often in the first place, and jump up, he gets up much easier.
Yeah, but just imagine blodge break tackle in a tree.
Yeah. Okay, so then you could go cage diving.
Wow.
That'd be quite an interesting one.
Mm.
All right, so
Movement 2 cage diving, the best.
Yes.
no
+2 GFIs.
some perms actually. So Nice Ghoul took a niggle there in that game, and Herc the Scavenger took a strength hit, although so not the best players, but
No, her the scavenger didn't take a minus strength. He already had it.
oh,
I
he's already
think.
had it. Okay, yeah, that's right. So he was sitting there on that minus strength for a little while. All right, so that was that match. We've got one more match to have a look at. So that no, wait, we've got 2 more matches. So let's have a look at Lava Jackal. Now then, now we're talking. This is a team of quality, boys. This is.
You only say that because you love Pro Elves.
I am quite loving Pro Elves at the moment. So, but
No, but the team is looking nice. Yeah, that is true.
it's looking very
They're
nice.
looking a bit better than they were when I had a go at them.
I know he's had a tough season. But remember, it's a new.
Yeah,
Sort
I
of-
felt really bad that I pretty much removed all of his guard going into his next game. Because he had 2 of them.
This is a looking at this. This is a nice. He's had some nice rolls, to be honest. Even if he's had a few losses.
Yeah.
He's got Mighty Blow and a Blitzer, so that's a nice double. Really nice double to have 2 nice blitzers, both with blodge, one with tackle. He's got
Accurate strong arm thrower is an absolute bastard, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like the look of the thrower. Although I tend to develop my throws differently. I always get them. I just get them blodge, and then I don't run a long passing game very often because I
Yeah, but this is a dedicated quarterback.
yeah, but that doesn't really help if. So this problem with Pro Elves is not scoring. Like they are the best team, pretty much bar none at scoring. So
Yeah,
they can
but
2-turn pretty much anything. But
yeah, but they have the best catchers in the game.
I know. But what I'm saying is that like they can 2-turn pretty much anybody versus almost any defense. So scoring in 2 turns is not a problem. What is a problem is trying to stall for an entire half. Like if you just score in 2 turns.
Usually stall with them. That's the thing. Like they're not the team that usually benefits from stalling. They usually benefit from scoring as often as quickly as possible because that's
Yeah.
what they're good at.
Wow, yeah, but I mean, like, if you just score in 2 turns, and then the other guy grinds you up for the rest of your turn, and then grinds you up again in the next half, then that's no good, is it? So, I don't know. That's
So draw.
that's I think you need to get good at stalling if you play if you wanna win a lot with Elven Union. If you wanna draw a lot, then
You know what I say?
Iron
I
Man.
said is bullshit. Because I've been trying to make stalling games with all the GLT teams and I have failed terribly in all of them. So I decided to go the other way and it's working better. Actually, I'm trying to score at any chance I have.
Yep.
and man, that gives me better results. I mean, I'm not the most experienced agility team player, but I think that these teams are, as T said, designed to score as much as possible.
So in other words, Viking, you like to be what? You like to be defending. You like to score and then say, right, get past me, and you like to try and sack the ball as often
Yeah,
as possible.
I think this makes these teams more fun. My opinion, my 2 cents only.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fun. Like it's definitely fun scoring. So that's and you also develop your team faster as well. So nothing wrong with that. But it's a nice team.
Apparently, this Mighty Blow in Mass Effect is just a pure 20k, 30k actually bloat because it's not making any cash. Only 3 during the season. 3 casualties. That's really poor, man.
Lava Jackal, Mass Effect is gonna come into his own at some point. So don't you worry about that. He'll just get him tackled for the next skill. And
no, you can get him piling on.
Not if
he rolls doubles.
If he rolls doubles, you get piling on. Yeah, so then you have a bit of a beast elf. But actually, yeah, no, I would get piling on if I rolled doubles. If I rolled doubles on Morrowind, I'd probably get guard.
Yeah.
Blodgestep guard is really nice on the blitzers as well. But yeah, apart from that, he's doing well. An early catcher, but Civilization 3 could develop into a sort of dedicated one-turner.
Yeah.
That movement 9. So yeah.
Lava
Jackal, are you thinking of getting another catcher at some point? Have you got any cash?
Come on, yes. You can't miss the catchers in this team. They are such an awesome pieces.
Most likely we'll pick up all 4 of them because they're just so goddamn good.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got 150k, so he's definitely able to buy another one.
Yeah, you've got no bench at the moment, so I guess you definitely want to go up to 12 players, and I think I would get a catcher because it's just.
Well, you know, it's low armor elf team. That thing, such as a bench, sometimes simply doesn't happen.
Actually, I think if I was him, the thing that is not that fun with pro elves is I've been playing them quite a lot recently. Is having more than one rookie catcher, because catchers, when they first, when they first come onto your team, have no defenses at all. They don't have dodge or block, so they're so easy, and they have armor 7. So they're like a rookie line rat. They're so easy to remove and such big targets that if you have 2 of them, it's difficult to hide both of them at once.
Yeah.
So I think Love Jack was just saying in the chat actually that he would get Civ 3 to level a bit. So yeah, maybe once Civ 3 has got to block or dodge, then get another catcher. But perhaps in the meantime, get yourself just another lineman to go up to 12.
Yeah, you know, he only needs 1 pass.
Yeah.
To scale.
Actually, yeah, I think I would want to get 12 players for my next match. Who are you playing next, Love Jackal? Who's next on the menu?
On the menu tonight.
Yeah. But I think so. He's starting to put it together with the nostalgic memories. So
he's playing the tiles of Cretan.
I'd save the money.
playing the reptiles. Ooh, that is going to be an interesting one. Yeah, you won't be doing
no tackle.
Yeah.
In the mighty reptiles.
That's true, actually. So I would say you got a chance against a no tackle lizard team.
Kill a skink for me, would you?
Be interesting to see how you approach that match. So anyway, let's have a look at Love Jackal's most recent match. Oh, he's just had the bye week this week. So and the Crocs is MNG. So that's actually quite bad for Creatan. He's on 20 points. He's on the lead, but with Umi's getting the bye week. So Lava Jackal, good luck with that one, mate. We'll see how you're getting on this week. But that is definitely winnable.
Crocs is Mystics game, so
yep.
Lava Jackal, buddy, do me a solid, win that game, and if you ever come up to my neck of the woods, I'll buy you a pint.
No bias from T at the moment.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about.
No, we're a totally unbiased show. All right, so that's pretty good. Let's have a look at the last one here. Last match.
What about Poward?
That's exactly it.
And the Goblins.
Is Power's Goblins. So we're coming, let's get to Listrumpf Mechon, who've managed to win 3 and lose 5 this season. They've just beaten the Nurgle team by 2-0.
It'd be Winter's chance to know.
Oh.
How do you do that?
Let's have a look at the match. Ervindor. I think Ervindor's team is a nice looking team, but no tackle though. So I wonder if he was having trouble laying his hands on any of these stupid goblins.
There's a lot of block though, so I guess there should be many 3 dice blocks. Mighty Blow also. He
Why
has
is
2
it-
Mighty Blow block players.
How come I don't see any injuries at all on the Nurgle team? What's going on there? With a chainsaw, a ball and chain, a fanatic. I don't understand how this match went. What happened to get a 2-0 win for the Goblins?
We need to check Gal Vision. I can't say.
What did happen here?
Oh, Powered's in channel.
Hey. There were 3 trolls in this game. That's nice because he hired Reaper, the star player. There were 2 chainswords because of Nobla. This looks really cool.
He must have got. Did he get a lot of KOs then, or how did he just get past the Nurgle?
He got 4 KOs eventually. And 0 casualties, but the Nurgle only got 3 KOs and 2 cas in the entire game. That's not such a big number for a Bashi team.
Yeah. Well, good work, Powered. Powered says he was sneaky.
Hey, yeah, congrats.
Sneaky and tricky, did the job.
Sneaky and tricky.
Any throw teammate plays, Powered, or was it purely the running game with the Goblins?
Well, we've seen some plays from Powered already, and we can expect always the worst,
Yeah, I think
the craziest stuff.
It was, God. I mean, I know I beat Power 3-0, but it was so tough to even do anything in that goddamn game.
You decimated him. We checked that.
I
He was
got a
able
little
to,
bit upset
but he
when
got
he-
an
when he
intercept. He got an intercept from you with a troll.
intercepted,
Yeah.
and then he killed Roger, and then I got a little bit upset,
and you just went psycho.
and we decided to start murdering.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at Owendor's team. This is actually a pretty decent Nurgle team by this point, isn't it? So he's developing okay. He's got the Claw, Mighty Blow.
It's a scary Nurgle team.
It's
and
a
I
beautiful
don't
Nurgle team.
understand how he's not doing as well as you would expect with the amount of lizards and orcs. And
I think he's learning how to sort of he's probably picked up the Nurgle team for the first time. I know he started off last season because he started off with me at the same time as I did last season. So if that was his first go at a Nurgle team, then tough team to learn, aren't they? To be honest, so you gotta develop your skills.
Yeah.
I have never tried a Nurgle team, but they, as a starting team, they're a difficult team to handle.
got past the roughest part.
Yeah, he's over
exactly.
the hump. I would say he's over the hump. So if you are Ervindor listening to this, then keep going, dude, because your team is about to start to get pretty good and pretty scary. Much more consistent as well once it gets all these blocks.
Yeah, he will, as soon as he gets a couple of guard pieces more, and at least 1 claw player more, this Lord Agritudo, the Nurgle warrior, this is going to start snowballing.
Yeah, and he's got a nice beast that is now guard, stand firm, and break tackle.
Yeah,
So, that's looking pretty good. And Powered, although one of the trolls is niggled.
who cares?
Powered, what's your
Yeah.
plans? What's your
He's right
plans
there.
for next season? If you're still in the chat, what's your plans for next season, Powered? Are you are you happy with the goblins? The thing is with goblins, I'm not sure whether they develop much, do they, or do they? Is it possible to develop a sort of like a advanced goblin team, or is it going to be the same thing? Get some stat ups.
This is very funny because he actually, with the star players, went to the game with a 16-player bench.
Ah, so he's
So he really can afford to lose players because he can almost always field 11 on the pitch.
Do you fire them if they get to level 3 and they don't have anything interesting? Are you recycling your goblins?
He has fired 5
Yeah.
already.
I mean,
but
recycling goblins isn't really a thing when they get recycled themselves.
They do kind of recycle themselves as well, but I think he's looking to try and maybe develop. I mean, what are you looking for? You're probably looking for an Agi 4 goblin, right? That's the
It's
dream.
a dream.
Yeah, so he can be
It's a
more
dream. That's
consistent.
the one turner.
So yeah,
You're looking for block probably on the trolls. Maybe even if you want to take one that gets nerves of steel, because
okay.
that helps the chucking, because you don't have to clear off all the tackle zones. You can just do it.
So I think you want to block first,
You
and
don't
then
take pass on them, because pass doesn't work, because
it's
pass
always
is inaccurate.
yeah, it's always
Yeah,
inaccurate.
yeah, but strong arm is also nice.
Strong
And
arm's
that's-
good. It doesn't help with the distance. It just helps with making it easier.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
the accurate of throw teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes no sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Can you
It
get
makes no sense, but neither does throw
You
teammate.
know what would be really broken, but of course it's not breaking. It's not working in game to give the troll
Throw
Hail Mary
Fnatic.
pass,
Hail Mary?
Hail Mary pass, and throw the goblin anywhere in the pitch. But
Throwing a Fnatic sounds way better. Let's be honest.
oh,
I don't know, like powered.
how do you call this? Booleans, like you know.
The shot pop.
Grenade.
throwing sit. Well, I think Powered says he might re-roll next season because the goblins are pretty frustrating.
Should play
Yeah.
humans powered, you know.
Oh, I don't know. Have you got any team in mind for next season, Powered? Like, because you had a great run in Division 3, was it last year, wasn't it? And then you re-rolled your undead. So, what's next on what's taken your fancy that you might consider for the next season? Maybe you're still thinking about it, but so that's Powers and Irvindor's team. We've been through the entire division, guys. So let's have one more highlight. Viking, pick something from your highlights bag to finish us off.
Well, I have two more if we
Okay.
can afford that. One would be the fourth game of the second division game between the Sandry Concentrax.
The
Sandy
Camry team.
constructs.
Yeah.
Thanks, and Alve, in
Oh.
which, you can see how Major Byte knows that Nafel is not on his side regarding the Bash War, so he decided to play the Elf style, and it worked.
Let's have a look. I'm bringing up the replay now. So this is has Major Byte still got the two good runners with like the Agi 4 runners or something, and then
Awesome runners, actually. Blood's movement, plus movement. One of them is jump.
oh, leap. Okay.
Or leap, yeah,
and-
sorry for that.
And plus Agi as well. I think he's got on one of his runners too, hasn't he? So he's certainly got a decent team. Yeah, I think I agree with Love Jackal. I would quite like to play Goblins, but they don't look like a sort of long-term team to me because it seems really difficult to develop them. But I could be wrong. But the rate at which they get killed. Right, where am I taking this to, Viking? How far?
You have to take it to turn 3. To that point. Yeah, I think it's that point. So, no, this is the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So basically, Major Byte decided that he's playing the elf style of not stalling, because you know stalling with armor 7 is not
Suicide.
remind. Is basically, especially with this Jinx team, and he scored in like turn 3. Yeah, at that moment more or less.
Stalling is for suckers, right?
Yeah. In the meanwhile, he managed to get some of his players injured for some reason. I think
Already.
already. Yeah.
Oh, look at that Flora. That's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it is.
I'm jelly.
Are you jealous?
Blood's
Yes, you are.
free. What a god.
That's like as good as Khemri Throras get. You've been playing a bit of Khemri, haven't you, T? So
I really do like Camry, actually. A lot of people find the agility to be a bad thing about it. I just find it a challenge.
so Major Byte's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got no bench and he's down 2 players.
Of course, his team is decimated. He has no bench. He has no nothing.
Okay, so what are we looking at then? What team?
Yeah. So we are going to, if we are the Camry guys, we are going to play for the 1-1, and then grind the team during the second half for the typical 2-1. But you missed the beginning of this drive,
Okay.
I guess.
Hang on.
So we are kicking, but we got the blitz from the Norsemen, who go big balls out and get some push. Where's the ball? The ball is in there, so we are going to try to put as much pressure as we can on it. Oh, we are also going to take advantage of our super nice and special skills, such as leap. with the Lippy.
Movement 8.
Norseman. Yeah. So there it goes. There comes the lip. It's a 3+ lip. It's a word answer in disguise.
I love that leak fail.
Now let's reroll that. Yeah. Whoops. Okay. This is just Nuffle reminding Major Bite that he hates his team.
And now, if I was the Kerbery coach here, I'd be looking at that and just absolutely salivating for a foul.
I would.
Green
Absolutely.
foul.
I think Aniaf Hemquit, the dirty player just here, is probably thinking along your lines, T.
I'd do it with a Blodge Tomb Guardian. That thing needs to go.
Oh, we can roll all pause and kill some more players.
Yeah, there we go.
Kill
That's
some
it.
more Norse.
I love it when a good plan comes together.
Yep.
No one expects the boot.
Zinch is playing the Kemri team after his bye week. This
I'm
is,
actually,
it's a decent looking Kemri. I think, didn't they miss a few games at the beginning of the season, Grey Fox's constructs? I have a feeling that they, at least 1 or 2 games they missed. And the opponent kind of got like a bye win.
So right now we see that typical Cambry player, he manages to catch the ball in the rebound. And in the meanwhile, the Blitz has backfired into the Norseman because he has only 7 players on the pitch after 2 removals.
Yep.
So why not?
These dodgy guys safe.
Yeah, no foul at all in that.
That was probably because the whole picker-upper scenario was way more useful than the...
Yeah, the foul was...
We did a leap again. No?
Let's go for a... Yeah.
Second base pow.
Why
1D
not?
power on the blodge guy, so that was... oh no, he had tackle though, so... it's
Now
not a
you
good
leap.
scatter though.
Hey.
Oh dear.
And then-
Oh, hang on,
Another
hang on.
G4 guy. Hang about.
Oh!
Aye, there it is.
Major bite. You wee dirty.
That's filthy.
That was pretty decent. Dodging through 3 skeletons, 3 upright skeletons, to pick up the ball in 2 tackle zones, and then leave it safe. So we were saying how it managed to be 4 touchdowns in the Kemri game, and this is how it happened, right? Ultra
Yeah, so
aggressive.
basically the Norsemen were in advance 2-0 in turn like 6-7, but then the second half they couldn't stand the onslaught.
Oh, there it is. If that Blitzrad didn't take dodges and took piling on instead, he'd be way better. Just gonna say it now. Because dodge is kind of meh. That's just me.
Oh, you would have got piling on the blitz right here.
Yeah,
I
you would have got piling on to the dodge because all you're doing now is what? How much SPP has he got? What, like? He's got to get to 51 before you can get piling on. So it's like from 31 to 51. That's 20 SPP. You know, you're just slowing down that development. And I know how much of a pain in the arse it is to get there.
Yeah, I think piling on.
Funny remark is that also in this game the Norsemen lost both berserkers. So straight away death.
Oh, was that this game where they lost both their berserkers? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm checking. What's this game?
It's a failed dodge. Oh.
So he's just gonna stall out. So he's 2-0 up and then basically gets rampaged in the second half. But that was worthwhile watching the crazy movement of. Is Major Bite Danish? What is?
He's Swedish as far as I know.
He's Swedish, is he? Anyone want to have a attempt at pronouncing Uliamuroar or something?
Wow.
Which one is it? What are we looking at?
The runner down here has got some sort of the hero runner.
Ulframore.
Ulframore. Okay, I think that's probably a bit better than I managed it. So, well played, Major Bite, and well played, Grey Fox. That was a decent, a decent game to have a look at there. So. That was
nice.
From Div 2. And one last thing you want to have a look at, Viking?
Yeah, from Division 1, and this is an easy one because we can... I have 2 highlights more. One is this one that I sent you via Discord from the game between the Sage and Hat. It was very funny. That was very, very funny. So maybe you can just put the clip
I'll just bring the clip
on the
up.
screen.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
second. Let's see. Getting that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's a Twitch clip from Sage.
Dodge, rerolls into a success. Pickup's a fail. Where does the ball go? Oh wait, he's got
This
rerolls.
is turn 7.
Pickup is a fail. Where does the ball go?
Yeah, why not?
Damn it!
It's to be noted that
Wow.
Sage's team was out of rerolls for that half, and that the Lizardman only needed to go away with the ball to force him taking some
I think
rolls.
he leveled up that warrior from that, didn't
Yeah, he did because he scored twice in this
he?
game.
Son of a bitch.
And
Hey, that's the way you play with Chaos, with rookie Chaos Warrior. You want them to.
So he was hoping to level it up. So Hud gives him a grats at the end of that crazy maneuver. So
Yeah.
I mean, your guys are gonna have fun looking at Div 2 next week.
yeah,
Um,
that was a decent run, wasn't it? So
And then, last but not least, I've been following in parallel while we were casting the recap, the game between the Wack Tigers from Manus Atra and Black and Wrecker from Ken.
yeah,
And it seems that, Black and Wrecker have been having a really bad, terrible season with many pieces lost, but they have taken their revenge
oh my
on
god,
the
guys!
poor Manus. And they have killed 2 Blitzers, 1 Black Orc, and also minus stat some other Blitzer, so rest in peace.
that's
This has got to be the bloodiest game we have seen in GMan all through the season so far. I think so. It looks like Ken is taking all his. Actually, I do know Ken. He fouls a lot, so I'd be interested to see how much fouling has been going on.
Apparently, the Black Orc was killed with a foul, and it has to be said that there is no claw at all in this Chorf team.
Wow.
I mean, orcs have just been pummeled for the last couple of weeks by No Claw. Sorry, Darky Cell. I hate to bring it up again. I got an MNG on my guy, and I'm not even bothered because I had a bye week, so it doesn't even matter.
Oh, look at this! This is really mean. You have a Black Orc Niggle, Black Orc Death, Blitzer Death, Blitzer Death, Blitzer minus armor, Black Orc Niggle.
Oh my god, that is team ending. That could be team ending.
That is team ending, to be honest. There's no way that team's doing anything this season, and it's probably gone next season.
Oh, that is like, as an owner of a pretty much ended team myself, I do have a lot of sympathy for Manasatra there. So
11 armor breaks.
Oh, 11 armor breaks and that many Kaz. Okay,
Yep.
right.
Not that many perms.
I think what we'll do is we'll put together a little montage for next Thursday. Then we'll do a little a musical montage for Manasatra's War Tigers. And we'll
I just want
a farewell, and we'll need to
to
play the last toast. What's T up to over here? So is this was actually happening? Somebody mentioned it in chat while we began to broadcast. Didn't
That
they?
was
So,
227 SPP worth of players lost.
that is very very
Wow,
harsh. So,
wow, this is really harsh. Really harsh. Poor
okay.
Manus.
That's and they were doing really well Zinj as well. So wow, that is devastating for the leaderboard. Let's have a look. So this is the second place team, and we were saying it's going to be pretty close for second place.
It might
so,
not be any that close anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, Manasatra down to 1/140. Okay, we'll come back to this next week. It's a breaking news story. Breaking news. We'll some drama in Div 2. We'll come back to this next Thursday because technically we're talking about this coming week's games here. So spoiler alert a little bit, but yeah. Well,
I'm sure people will want to see it again.
I'm sure we'll want to see some of those deaths. That's what we will tune in for. T, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on for this week.
Yep.
Come back sometime. It's always fun doing the broadcast.
It really all depends what I'm doing. because you guys do it on a Thursday, it's like that's the most inconvenient day for me in the week.
Oh no, we're pretty flexible, so we can change it around a little bit if you want to come back on. So
Maybe we'll.
it's been really good.
It might not be me that's on next time. It might be my old pal Reginald. We'll see.
Bring Reginald back. That would be if you can keep it up for an hour, then.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow. Because I believe I've penciled in Reginald to appear on Friday Night Rebel.
Oh, Harrington's having him. I'll be tuning in. I always catch Friday Night Rebel when I can. So. Should be good. Viking, it's been lovely this week. It's been some good fun games. Good work digging out the highlights. So
yeah, I have. It's not my merit. All stuff is on the people who are sending me the feedback. Thanks, guys. We love really you having this this active role in our casts. Just giving us information, just allowing all of us to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's good. It just feels. You know, we've got a little community of people in Rebel that's, especially the GMan, that's what we're doing it for, really. Just, it's fun to have your teams highlighted and to have a chat over some of the games. So, a big capital F in chat for all the dead orcs that we've just seen, just passed by, and we'll wish you everybody a good week for this week. May your matches go well. And if you do happen to see,
go very well.
Yeah, if you do happen to see Manusatra in chat, then just send him some love. Yeah.
Wow.
Send him some hugs, but for the War Tigers that were. All right.
They're now definitely an endangered species.
Yeah. I think so. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a good week. This has been Fatin and cheerio. All right.